So I grew up in a household of maniacs, people expressing their tempers. My dad, and we just grew up that way with him exploding, but not to us so much, but like he'd slam cabinets and break stuff, and it was a little scary, but I really never felt like he was going to direct it at me, so that was good. Inanimate objects. And then my grandmommy and my granddaddy at times just had, really kind of explosive tempers. HV, my NHV. So I grew up that way. I didn't know there's anything wrong with it, really. I thought that's just the way you were. That if you felt angry, you could have a temper. And then I realized that I could not have a temper. And it was due to my bipolar condition. And, my family suffered with this illness. Of course, there was no medicines, no therapy. Not like today where you can be recognized and get help. And people are like, oh, so that's what's wrong. Back then, they just got condemnation for having a temper and not behaving appropriately at certain circumstances. And so there was an amount of shame. And when you're shamed, you don't want to, participate in an area where you could be shamed. You don't want to be shamed in public. And so, but anyway, so I grew up thinking, and then I started on my new medicines, and I'm more like Kent. I saw Kent kind of lose control a little bit, but one time I was in his office and I was getting divorced, and I said he drinks all the time, and I said no alcohol. There was the eye. And it was like I was in big trouble about that we were going to have some alcohol and that I would have to deal with it in that relationship or for the world. If I was going to try to take alcohol away from the world, if I was feeling grandiose, that it was really funny. Just the little expression on his face with his big blue eye looking at me like, you got to be kidding.